Hello, it's your boy, Edith. Yeah, this one took longer than expected. Again, so, oops. It's over a month. Anyway, I kinda got distracted with a side project, and then that side project deleted its save, and I had to restart an entire day's work. It's night now. I'm exhausted. Don't worry, I'm not burned out quite yet. More stuff is coming. Part of me is just glad this is over. If you're wondering what that was, it was allergies. This video officially concludes my coverage of this movie's first act. Hurrah. It gets worse from here, by the way. Anyway, enough preamble, I guess. Enjoy the video. So, this guy then ruins the moment and is moving into Alisha's old movie. Stop, please. He's just moving in now. Alisha's been dead for like a year or two, and you are only just now moving into that office. You'd think, as the replacement commander, the most you would have to wait is a month or two. But nah, maybe 2 years tops. You sure spent a long time getting around to something you should have done day one. You just left that place abandoned with the message for Buzz ready to go. And you only start moving in exactly after Buzz finishes the message. Wow, what a coincidence. Sometimes I just want to strangle this movie.
Look at that. The actual Buzz Lightyear in the flesh.
Affirmative.
Commander Cal Burnside. I was a big fan of yours when I was a kid.
Oh, what happened to everyone forgetting that Space Rangers ever mattered? Yeah, it was a stupid line, but I didn't expect it to be contradicted immediately 4 minutes later. Who wrote this?
Well, then I look forward to working with you to finally get us out of here.
Oh, did no one tell you?
I'm pretty sure he hasn't talked to anyone. I mean, the movie hasn't shown me that he's talked to anyone, and that assumption is proved by the fact that no one told Buzz that Alisha was dead before he found the message. Presumably, he would have to have run into someone, and yet no one decided to tell him because they're all jerks, I guess. Also, no one in the chain of command informed Mr. New Commander that Buzz was even here, so what the heck is even going on now? I like explanations for these oddities, but I'm not expecting to be getting any now, am I?
Tell me what? Yeah, that was the last mission, Buzz.
So, we're on the third mission now? Sorry, I was beginning to lose track.
What? We've decided we're gonna go ahead and stay right here.
But here? Negative. That is not a viable option.
Why not? This just happens to be the 1 in a million planet that humans can survive on. So tell me why they can't stay. It's not like the rain is acid. You've all been here for over half a century now, and everything seems to be quite swell. Sure, there are the bugs and the vines, but society hasn't collapsed over all this time. Somehow. But Buzz may have a point if these are the things he's concerned about.
It is now. See, we're building this laser shield. It'll keep all the critters out, and we'll just tuck right in here and make do with what we've got.
Oh. Guess the bugs and the vines won't be problems. Assuming the shield stops the vines from going underground into the place. Not that that matters, because the vines don't appear again in the movie. No, seriously. Not making that up. They stopped showing up now. Weird. So I ask again, Buzz. Why can you not stay? Are you just succumbing to the sunk cost fallacy, or do you have an actual comprehensible reason as to why they can't stay? It's the former, isn't it?
Make do?
No, wait, but you don't understand, Commander. I can still do it. I can get us out of here.
It is the former. Great.
Man, it's great you still believe that. But we're good, Buzz. Got the laser shield.
So, I ask, how is Burnside wrong? Trick question he isn't. As a leader, it seems he has made the most rational decision. The Hyperspeed project was a colossal failure that has gone nowhere for his entire lifetime. The scientists freaking forgot how to make the crystals and had no breakthroughs in 60 years. There's not even one reason why Buzz had to go up again and again. Why wouldn't you shut it down? Especially when there is no urgent need to leave this rock. Any sane leader would make this exact decision. Now, let's address Buzz. He just now found out his alleged best friend has been dead for 2-ish years while he was gone. And you can see how this revelation shakes him. Then Burnside tells him his plan, and suddenly Buzz whines about how he can finish the mission, I swear! Is he seriously not self-aware enough to realize this insistence of going up and again for no good reason is literally the thing that took Alisha away from him? I'm sorry to think the people who made this movie aren't self-aware either. Like, seriously, how do you miss something like this? Luckily, Buzz immediately snaps back into grief mode for the next scene. Good, I guess. Wait, where did the photograph go? It was just in his hand and then it was gone. Buzz stares out the window and SOOXXX comes to comfort him. He'd better, because it's literally his job. Oh, the photo is back in his hand. I guess it exists again.
Oh, hello, Buzz. Buzz? Oh, well, I've got some good news, Buzz. I figured out the fuel problem.
What? But he's a therapy robot. What the actual heck? Are you telling me that the scientists whose sole job was to figure out the crystal, because they forgot how to make them just because, had no breakthroughs or successes for 60 years, but the therapy robot cat managed to crack it?
What?
See? Even he agrees with me. Why on earth would you write this?
The whole reason for the design of that computer and all of this, funny to see a robotic cat type on the computer. That's funny. So we engineered a lot of stuff just to get to that. I remember you were like, what if the cat types? I'm like, really? We're going to have the cat type? And then we saw boards or something. Funny. It's going to be funny. It's pretty funny.
That's your reason. Because it's funny. You put the most massive contrivances in your story because you wanted to see the cat type. You could have done that in hundreds of ways. That wouldn't, break the story. You know that, right?
What?
Well, Seymour, I made it, despite your directions.
Ah, Superintendent Chalmers, welcome. I hope you're prepared for an unforgettable luncheon.
Yeah.
I wish.
Evening, Captain. We're here to pick up your companion robot.
What do you mean?
Security purposes, you understand.
No, actually, I don't.
Shutting down the program. We have to decommission your cat.
It'll just take a second.
You do realize he only just found out his best friend died while he was gone, and every friend he ever had is now either ancient or 6 feet under, right? I thinks he needs the cat right now. This decision is rather tone deaf, don't you think? I just don't understand why you would write it like...
This whole thing is a little bit insult to injury, right? He lost his friend, they shut down the program, and now they want his cat, and you're just like, that's the breaking point.
Just like the nightmare before, this only happens because no one could figure out a better way to push the plot along. Nice. Wait, you're coming to take him now? I presume the program didn't get shut down an hour ago. Why didn't you decommission SOOXXX before Buzz got back? Boy, isn't it convenient that they waited for Buzz to come back and for SOOXXX to tell him he solved the formula before they decide to knock on the door and take him away. Wow, what a coincidence! Sometimes I just want to strangle this movie.
Now, hold on, just... At least let me do it.
So these guys try opening the door, but it's locked. Oh. No, you did not do that. You're telling me this twig can kick open a locked door? You know how locks work, right? And I bet that sci-fi future door locks are even more robust than ours. There is no way that should have worked. At least have the big dude next to her do it. Sure, it'd still be stupid, but it wouldn't be as stupid as this woman doing it. Jeez, suspension of disbelief? What more nonsense are we gonna have to endure? Like, seriously, do you not know how locked doors work? They run into the room and... Why is the frame on my editing software zooming in on the empty table for no reason? I guess it's probably not important. Anyway, they run into the room and see the shattered window and look down through it to see Buzz sliding down a pipe to the parking lot. They have him in the sights of their pistols right now. He is being insubordinate. You should probably stop him right now. Shoot him, 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 shoot him. He's getting away, you morons. Shoot him now. Don't just put your guns away. And he got away. Great job, guys. Who wrote this?
Buzz, where are we going?
We're going to space.
What?
I can't handle much more of this. So Buzz now has a working formula, I guess. And then these clowns come to take the cat away. So he immediately attempts to break the law and steal a spaceship. Like, what? Also, why exactly is Buzz just willing to break, like, the implication is, oh, they're trying to take his cat. I guess I need to break the law in order to save him. But, like, this relationship wasn't, like, established. Like, this comes out of nowhere. Prior to this, they had, like, 1 or 2 scenes together, and they were right next to each other, and they were very short and didn't really establish any sort of camaraderie or relationship. Like, this I'm willing to die for you, my robot best friend, just comes completely out of nowhere. They've spent basically no time together. They have no established on-screen relationship, and suddenly he's willing to break the law to save his life? Like, what? This is the kind of thing that you need to actually put, you know, legwork into? I don't understand how this movie was made, honestly. You'd think he would just surrender the cat and ask Burnside for permission to just do one more flight? Like, what would he have to lose? Buzz goes to space in one ship using fuel that is made from substances that have not been established to be scarce, and he'll be back in 4 years. Or he should be back in 4. Grr. This would be the most logical move for Buzz and the story to make. And Burnside would probably let him, given it wouldn't take too much effort. But then the entire plot would not happen. No, I'm not joking. The entire plot revolves around this plot point. This plot point that makes no sense has to happen for the movie to remotely work. And oh boy, we're going to get there.
Buzz Lightyear mission log. Stardate? I have no idea.
It's 3969, Buzz. I was able to figure that out using simple math. I love how the movie constantly makes fun of his mission logs. It's just so funny every time. So, Buzz drives all the way to the space launch facility, gets inside, suits up, and gets to the elevator without running into any security or officers. So those 2 officers didn't report Buzz in, and command don't have cameras where they could see what Buzz is doing, and have no security personnel anywhere. Boy, isn't that convenient? Sometimes I just want to strangle this movie. Also, he grabs an autopilot module. You established that they were kind of optional, remember? And Buzz hates those things. It's the one consistent character trait he has, for now. Why did he go out of his way to grab one?
Buzz, my programming compels me to notify Star Command that you have gone...
Star Command was going to decommission you.
What?
Oh, so... Okay, SOOXXX is compelled to tell Star Command that his owner is committing a crime. Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, but he didn't hear that conversation through the doorway? He was in the same room, literally in view.
Evening, Captain. We're here to pick up your companion robot. Shutting down the program. We have to decommission your cat.
A few moments later.
Buzz, my programming compels me to notify Star Command that you have gone.
Star Command was gonna decommission you.
What?
There is no way he didn't hear any of that. He was staring right at them, for Pete's sake. By the way, Buzz simply telling SOOXXX that Star Command was going to decommission him. Now he's perfectly on board with committing criminal acts. I love character consistency. Hey, I'm going to report you in. No, they were going to kill you. Oh, I guess I'm going to join you now and commit crimes. That's how robots and programming work, right? Also, he's just bringing this up now? Like, Buzz jumped out the window with SOOXXX with him, ran away from the security officers, commandeered a vehicle, and drove it all the way to this facility, broke into the facility, stole a spacesuit, put it on, then stole an autopilot, then went in the elevator, and only when he's about to get to the bottom of the elevator and, you know, steal the ship, it is at that point that SOOXXX decides that he should say and threaten Buzz that I'm going to call you in. But, like, wouldn't his programming dictate that he would have to do that as soon as Buzz started exhibiting traits of breaking protocol? Like, he should have called this in as soon as he stole the Hemet, not 30 minutes later. Like, conservatively 15 minutes. It took him 15 minutes to drive the truck all the way there, break inside, steal a suit, steal that autopilot, then get in the elevator. Let's just say it took 15 minutes. Why did SOOXXX wait until now to threaten to report him in? What the actual...
That's right. Lights out. No more SOOXXX.
If only... Oh, there's a security guard. You know, the only one in this building, somehow. Sure, fine, whatever.
Hey, you're not authorized to be in this area.
There comes a time in all forms of media consumption where you are so utterly bewildered by an event taking place that there are so many things wrong with it.
Remember when I said she put a dark blower in SOOXXX in case Buzz got offline without his knowledge or consent? Yeah, I didn't make that up.
Whoa, I didn't know you could do that. Wait a minute, was that me? In case I got out of line?
I bought you 5 minutes.
The best part is that SOOXXX doesn't even try to dispute this. So that means it's probably true. Alisha is just such a great person, you guys. All this ignoring the massive convenience that SOOXXX even had the dart blower to dispatch the only officer on duty. Also, I love how Buzz seemingly decides not to think about the implications of this and moves along like nothing happened. Because the script told them to, I guess. Hey, let's ask the creators.
I remember you and I coming up with this and just being so entertained. A bunch of 5 minutes. And there's just, every now and then there's a little bit of juice that gets loose. And then we were like, we got to get that back. Yeah. And when we found the place for it, it's not 100% indicator, because there were plenty of things that made us laugh real hard that aren't in the movie. It was always so fun when we would just be laughing and being like, yeah, let's try that. And then you might whiff on it.
Wow. Sometimes I just want to strangle this movie. So Buzz begins to solid snake his way through the facility and, oh, there's the fuel mixing station. It was in this very room. You'd think that would warrant more security than a single female guard, but that's just me, apparently. So Buzz does that mixin and successfully makes the crystal. Which means the scientist's problem wasn't the lack of correct resources. It was literally, we forgot how to make them. Give me strength.
Crystallic fusion is highly unstable. It's too dangerous. Manufacturing a crystal capable of hyperspeed is like trying to lasso the sun.
In retrospect, this line is so laughable. The problem, Buzz, isn't manufacturing the crystal. It's the fact that all the scientists forgot the freaking formula. Once SOOXXX, of all people, figures it out, all the effort required is inputting 3 numbers into that machine. I'd hardly call that lassoing the sun, Buzz. Oh no, more security. Why weren't you here earlier? Anyway, so Buzz ducks. Okay. That computer was not very well made. So I'm not sure why that happened.
The formula!
The formula? Wait, you are not saying that. You're not saying that. So, Buzz destroying that computer means the formula is lost forever and they only have 1 shot. So, SOOXXX doesn't remember the formula. He's a robot. If he has the capacity to make the formula, he should be able to remember it. He's a therapy robot. He should have a good memory in order to do his freaking job. Boy, if the formula was literally just 03.75, 04.41, 02.97, and nothing else, that'd be embarrassing to forget. So, the therapy robot can figure out hyperspeed fuel while no one else could, and shoot darts from his mouth. But when it comes to things he should be good at, you know, like hearing and remembering simple numbers. No dice. Sometimes I just want to strangle this movie. Alas, if only Buzz was wearing his Space Ranger suit with the cool stealth mode. How are you not being seen? Hey, guard, look behind you. He's bolting for that ship. You know, his only means of escape. You probably want to keep at least one eye on. Did you not hear that? No, okay. I guess they're all distracted by the unconscious
security breach in the launch.
Wait, she's awake? It's been 1.5 minutes. What happened to it lasting 5 minutes, SOOXXX? And look at Buzz moving underneath the tarp. $1 million well spent. No, I'm not joking.
The simulation handles the clothing simulation, also the hair simulation. Also, shout out to Sim on those 28 frames of tarp moving. That was $1 million of work. Yeah, the simulation on this film is really incredible.
Oh boy, do I have a lot to say on the topic of how modern productions keep finding new ways of making money just disappear. But let's put a pin in that one. So Buzz gets in the cockpit and inserts the autopilot, which activates a loud boot up sound. Why did you grab and then insert the thing mindlessly? Oh, so now you guards look at the ship.
Cockpit control, just the, cleaning crew. Cleaning crew. We're cleaning the cockpit, cleaning items in here.
Real smooth, Buzz. But they never buy it. Because why would a cleaning crew ever insert an autopilot into a ship? That was rhetorical because they wouldn't. Then he immediately starts the launch sequence. Nothing suspicious here. No siree. There.
Stop right now! Put your hands over your head!
Oh no. What are you gonna do? Bang the reinforced cockpit window a dozen times? So scary. Now, if you had guns, I'd believe you could pose an actual threat, but I get the feeling that you'd chicken out, just like some other guys I know. So Buzz makes the ship go upright, and the 2 security people slide off, because gravity.
Back up, we need backup!
Or a gun. Then he could just pull the trigger, and then he'd be dead, or stunned. But for some reason, projectile weapons are just not standard issue in this universe. Even though they are objectively the best and most versatile type of weapon.
Get the Zap Patrol.
Ooh, how scary. I swear if they don't have guns, I'll have an aneurysm. Yes, rifles, go get them. Then Buzz presses the doors close button. And oh no, command didn't override. The doors aren't closing. Why don't you have guns? So SOOXXX has a USB thingy that comes out of his tail. Yes, really. Which he uses to make the doors close.
He overrode my override.
What? How? He's a therapy robot. How did he do that? How? See? Even he knows this is stupid. He's a therapy robot. There is absolutely no reason he should be able to have security clearance that trumps Commander Burnside's. Oh, wait, did Alisha have precognition and know this exact sequence of contrivances was going to happen and then gave SOOXXX the override just so the plot could happen? If anyone in the comments says this is a valid explanation, I will eat my own tongue. And the doors close, locking the zappy guys out. If only you had brought freaking guns. I sure hope. Like, it would be really dumb if they had guns in a later scene, but they showed, and they didn't need the guns in that scene, but in the scene they did need guns, they didn't bring guns for no reason. Like, if that exact set of events were to happen in this movie, that would just be stupid and awful, wouldn't it? What was that? Yeah. And he got away. Sometimes I just don't have words to describe all the stupid things I just saw. So let's ask the people who made this movie.
I have her likeness in the film, which, I don't know, no one else is that nice. It was just true.
Your likeness is in the film. It sucks.
That's not true. That's not true. Since you're talking about outfits and suits, Fran Call, in addition to being the sim suit, is also the tailoring suit. And I would mention, she's a costume designer. And although she's working with art, because it's overlooked in animated films, just how much work.
Clothing itself have character and not feel like the clothing was just this weird series of tubes. I wanted it to have this, what we call memory folds. You see, there's not a lot of movement.
Guess the makers of this movie don't have words to describe this scene either. So, to review, the script falls apart if Burnside moves into the office right after Alisha dies and not years later. SOOXXX doesn't figure out the formula because he's a dang therapy robot. These two come to take SOOXXX away before Buzz comes back, as opposed to waiting till after he comes back for no reason. If they used the freaking weapons in their hands, if they called Buzz in for insubordination, or if, SOOXXX decided to dart Buzz when he started breaking the law. And it certainly falls apart if there was any security on the way to or inside the launch facility, there was anyone guarding the crystal mixer. Buzz didn't crush the only device with the formula on it. If SOOXXX remembered the very simple ingredient list, heck, even Buzz could have remembered it. It's not that long. If the guards saw or heard Buzz, who made no serious effort to be sneaky. If the two security guards had guns, if the Zap Patrol had brought guns, if Burnside had an override that stopped the ship from launching, as opposed to just keeping the doors open. SOOXXX didn't have the override, which he should not have, and is never explained why he has it. The film just forgets about this and expects us to just move on without asking questions, which is infuriating. Or if you couldn't override the override from the ship's access panel. Also, the script falls apart if SOOXXX calls Buzz in and doesn't decide to not turn him in as soon as he is told he is being deactivated, even though he should have heard the people talking about it outside the doorway, which he was right in front of. If he, followed his programming like he's supposed to and called Buzz in. So yes, this is an entire sequence of events that is completely perpetuated by characters acting out of character just so the plot can happen, which is always the sign of great writing. So, Buzz goes into space, activates the crystal, and wraps around the sun, but this time it works.
An idea that did not survive was the idea of the graveyard. For a while, Buzz had to be reinserted into society, had to find something new to do. Literally, they had a scene, it was like, it's a 2-button job. Oh, look, it's the XL2, I remember that. Push this button, smash, you push that button, it shoves it away. While Buzz is reminiscing about the good old days. His job is to destroy his past. One thing I wanted to do with that previous scene was just hyping up how cool these characters were, and then now we're gonna tear it all apart.